The future of vehicles is clearly a decarbonized future. The generally prevailing approach is to convert the world fleet to battery electric vehicles. But not everyone sees the same future. For example, Toyota has been selling its Mirai hydrogen fuel cell vehicle in California for a few years now. Now comes news of a Ford muscle car that burns hydrogen as its fuel. This comes at a time when most new non-fossil fuel cars are battery electric. Hydrogen is generally not considered to be the popular choice for cars. If you recall, Tesla's CEO Elon Musk called hydrogen fuel cells, fool cells. And, hydrogen fuel cell cars are expensive. Also, the hydrogen infrastructure is just not built out yet. If hydrogen is to become popular, it may be by using hydrogen combustion engines instead of fuel cells. In fact, existing gasoline engines can be converted into hydrogen combustion vehicles. But that is mostly the domain of independent, small-time workshops. So what does this mean for the future of hydrogen vehicles? What does this mean for the future of electric vehicles? What does it mean for legacy automakers like Ford and General Motors? What does it mean for Tesla? What does it mean for the future of transportation? What does it mean for the US economy? And, what does it mean for the future of the United States? But, before we get into that, please hit the like button. Please leave us a comment below, we would love to hear from you. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos. The new Ford Falcon Freebird is a hydrogen-powered hot rod muscle car. And this Falcon is now ready to fly. The Ford Freebird is actually a 1964 Ford Falcon Sprint coupe. And this muscle car has been built to burn rubber by burning hydrogen as fuel. This classic car was rebuilt by Arrington Performance. It has a 5.0-liter Ford V8 engine from a Ford Mustang. The engine has been modified to run on hydrogen instead of gasoline. Several automakers currently sell vehicles that run on hydrogen. This includes big names like Toyota and Hyundai. But these cars use hydrogen fuel cells, which work differently than hydrogen combustion. Fuel cells combine stored hydrogen with atmospheric oxygen. Inside the fuel cell, a catalyst generates electricity. This replaces the need for a large battery pack. Freebird simply burns the hydrogen just as a gasoline car burns gasoline. The hydrogen burning process does not create any carbon dioxide. But hydrogen combustion can generate nitrogen oxides if it is not properly controlled. Conversion of a gasoline car to hydrogen is not as simple as just swapping tanks. The Ford V8 is equipped with direct and port fuel injectors. Port fuel injectors are now used to add a small amount of water into the mix. This helps to control hydrogen combustion temperatures. This is an old hot rod mechanic trick. But even BMW recently experimented with this modification in its M4 performance car. Just like any industry, to make change, you must approach the issue from more than one direction, Arrington Performance CEO Mike Copeland said. I love performance vehicles and I happen to be an expert with internal combustion engines, Copeland added. It only made sense to delve further into hydrogen as a direct fuel source and enable the conversion from gas as a zero-emissions option, Copeland also said. The exact specification of this modified car are still kept secret. But Copeland said that the engine should produce approximately 10% more power than the gasoline version. The 5.6-liter V8 version is rated at 460 horsepower. The modified Freebird now has a 5.3-kilogram hydrogen fuel tank. The Freebird can be driven for about 4 to 5 hours between hydrogen refills, which take 5 minutes. Arrington also added a modernized suspension system, brakes and other parts. Hydrogen is still not widely available to consumers outside of California. And California still has fewer than 100 hydrogen stations. Nevertheless, hydrogen combustion is being explored as an alternative to gasoline engines. Toyota and Yamaha are planning to build their own high-performance V8 hydrogen combustion engine. Almost every major car maker has committed to electric vehicles within 10 years. Some U.S. states have banned gasoline cars starting in 2035. But, some automakers are resisting the change to an all-electric fleet. Toyota, for example, is preparing for a hydrogen-powered future. It is developing hydrogen-powered vehicles in both fuel cell electric and combustion versions. Combustion hydrogen engines have been talked about for years but only recently developed. Most hydrogen powertrain development has focused on fuel cell electric vehicles. Toyota thinks that hydrogen can be used in combustion engines. A Toyota Yaris with a hydrogen combustion engine was recently demonstrated by Toyota. Based on this demonstration model, several Tier 1 suppliers are taking hydrogen seriously. One such example is BorgWarner. BorgWarner specializes in turbochargers for gasoline-powered vehicles. BorgWarner also develops and sells a line of electric drive motors for electric vehicles. They are also developing a complete lineup of accessories for hydrogen combustion motors. This includes a fueling subsystem and an engine control unit. Another example is Riken, a company that sells piston components for gasoline-powered cars. Riken is also investing in hydrogen. A new dedicated hydrogen engine research facility was also built by Riken in Japan. And there are other large companies investing in a hydrogen combustion future. Cummins is developing hydrogen components for heavy trucks. Rolls-Royce is working on hydrogen-powered jet engines. Yamaha is creating a hydrogen powertrain for motorcycles. Cummins is working in the commercial truck space. Toyota has been a bit of a lone wolf among big automakers in its commitment to hydrogen. Fuel cell electric vehicles have already been developed and sold by Toyota. Toyota sees a future in which hydrogen replaces gasoline and diesel for many vehicles. The biggest obstacle to widespread adoption of hydrogen is refueling. Hydrogen vehicles suffer from a chicken and egg problem, just as electric cars do. Even if the technology was ready for prime time, the fueling infrastructure is not ready. But considerable investment has already been made in electric car chargers. Proponents of hydrogen are banking on government-funded programs to build the necessary infrastructure. But for vehicles that need rapid refueling, hydrogen is probably the best carbon-free alternative. BorgWarner, which focuses on heavy trucks, could be an early success story. That is because infrastructure for commercial vehicles could be easier to build sooner. So we could eventually see the hydrogen car experience the same success as the electric car. Toyota simply does not think battery electric vehicles are the only solution for achieving carbon neutrality. It will participate in the electric vehicle business and has set a goal to produce 3.5 million electric cars by 2030. That would amount to over one-third of its model lineup at that time. But rivals Ford and General Motors have promised to convert their product lines exclusively to electric vehicles by 2035. Now with legacy automakers transitioning to all-electric product lines, Toyota has fallen out of favor. General Motors, Ford, Volkswagen, and other legacy automakers have committed to investing billions to develop battery electric cars. Toyota prefers to invest in a portfolio of electrified vehicles. Regardless, Toyota has kept its commitment to be carbon neutral by 2050. Toyota executives claim that not all areas of the world will adopt electric vehicles. This is because of the high cost of electric vehicles and the lack of infrastructure. Toyota announced plans to invest $28 billion in a lineup of 30 battery-powered electric cars by 2030. Other major automakers announced similar plans and targeted for their U.S. sales to be more than 50% electric by 2035. What do you think? Please hit the like button. Please leave us a comment below, we would love to hear from you. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos. Please share this video on social media. Thank you for watching.